that was a mistake.
Forget everything you think you know about Marvel. Marvel movies and TV shows are some of the most popular and beloved blockbusters in the world. With countless films and shows, there's plenty of marvelous scenes featuring your favorite heroes and villains that never made their way to the final cut. Here are the Marvel scenes that didn't make the final product.
You want to think about removing yourself from this environment, Doctor?
I was in Calcutta. I was pretty well removed.
Spoilers ahead for Black Widow. The film's end credit scene with Yelena whistling at Natasha's tombstone after Endgame almost ended in a completely different way. Instead of Valentina making a cameo as a teaser to Hawkeye, director Kate Shortland revealed that originally there were plans for a whistle response, hinting that our beloved Natasha may still be alive.
Could be fun though.
A deleted scene in Captain America: Civil War expanded upon Natasha's real family in a scene set after Peggy's funeral, with Natasha opening up to Steve. Natasha confesses to Steve that
I went back to Russia and tried to find my parents. 2 little gravestones by a chain link fence.
revealing her father's name was Ivan. The frog version of Thor, known as Throg, makes a quick cameo in the 5th episode of Loki, but he almost showed up even earlier in the series in a slightly larger role. Writer for Loki, Eric Martin, revealed on Twitter that a scene was shot for the Time Theater sequence in episode 1 that had Throg taking down Loki.
This is a mistake, I shouldn't be here!
In an alternate version of this vital scene in Endgame, instead of Natasha wrestling with Hawkeye over who will be sacrificed for the Soul Stone, initially Thanos and his army were supposed to arrive on Vormir, setting up a big action sequence that ends with Clint and Natasha racing to the edge of the cliff, leading to Natasha's ultimate fate. A deleted scene from Endgame set during Tony's demise showed every Avenger on the battlefield taking a knee to honor the fallen hero, as Pepper, Peter, and Rhodey stand by his side. While this scene definitely carries some weight, one could argue that Tony's funeral scene also has the exact same impact.
Part of the journey is the end.
Behind-the-scenes shots of Black Widow reveal that the prison break scene was almost even more chaotic. During the sequence, there was originally going to be a prison riot, with other inmates getting involved. In the end, director Kate Shortland and her crew decided to shorten the scene and make it much more direct.
What?
A deleted sequence from WandaVision featuring Monica, Darcy, and Ralph was planned, showing them breaking into Agatha's basement to rescue Billy and Tommy and encounter Agatha's pet rabbit, Señor Scratchy. During a podcast, director Matt Shackman revealed they reach over to pet him, and then this whole American Werewolf in London transformation happens, and the rabbit turns into this big demon. And then this whole Goonies set piece ensues, where they try to escape from the rabbit.
Nice tricks. I like yours too.
A hilarious deleted scene in Endgame had Rocket questioning the Avengers on just how long their battle with the Chitauri took. When Natasha tells him
2 or 3 hours.
Rocket scoffs and says that Chitauri are one of the suckiest armies in the galaxy, and they could have just blown up their mothership. The aftermath is even better.
We didn't know that was a thing.
You didn't know that was a thing!
Talk about embarrassing. A deleted scene revealed that Bruce Banner and his green half almost came to a truce much earlier than the events of Endgame. In the scene, Banner hulks out and emerges from the Hulkbuster armor and confronts Natasha and Falcon. As Natasha prepares to calm Hulk down with her lullaby, the big green guy reveals that his two halves worked it out.
It feels very, very manageable. I hear it too.
Another scene set during Tony's sacrifice featured Tony encountering a familiar face. After snapping his fingers with the Iron Gauntlet, Tony finds himself in the Soul Realm, where he confronts a teenaged version of his daughter, played by Catherine Langford, where she thanks him for his sacrifice.
I love you 3000.
We love you 3000 too, Tony. One hilarious deleted scene from Thor Ragnarok shows Thor stumbling upon a holographic video of the Grandmaster dancing around with tentacles. As he's watching, Bruce walks in and starts to eat before realizing what exactly is on the video. Awkward.
Trying to focus.
A deleted scene from Captain America: The Winter Soldier occurs with Natasha talking to Nick Fury after recently learning that he's still alive. Natasha asks Fury why he never told her he was still alive. He explains to her that
I had to keep the circle small.
And tells her she would have done the same thing.
I know. That's a problem.
Endgame almost featured a bigger and heartbreaking tease leading up to the events of WandaVision. The deleted scene in question would have taken place in the film's conclusion, and had Wanda opening up a body bag to find Vision's corpse, before it was taken apart during the events of WandaVision.
I can't feel you.
A deleted scene from Ant-Man features the villainous Darren Cross assembling a bidding war for the Shrink Tech, with one of the bidders having a familiar-looking tattoo on his neck. The tattoo is the emblem for the nefarious Ten Rings organization, whose origins trace back from Iron Man and Iron Man 3, as well as playing a role in Shang-Chi. A cutscene that would have played near the beginning of Black Panther opens with a young T'Challa and Nakia being caught playing in the catacombs by T'Chaka. T'Chaka then has a talk with T'Challa about a tough decision he had made just hours earlier, hinting at the fate of Killmonger's father. Young T'Challa replies by saying,
"You told me that every choice a king makes is difficult."
While this scene may feel insignificant at first, it does strengthen the relationship between T'Challa and his late father, a major theme throughout the film.
I am not ready to be without you.
A deleted scene from the Avengers centered around a family attempting to drive away from the Chitauri chaos, only to be pursued by one of the soldiers. Captain America swoops in and rescues the family, with the scene ending with the son handing Cap his shield. This scene only builds upon the good nature of Steve Rogers and how he always manages to look out for everyone. Co-writer Rhett Reese revealed that a potential post-credit scene for Deadpool 2 would have entailed new interviews for the X-Force, with Chris Evans showing up as a potential team member. Instead of Deadpool calling out Evans as Cap, he would have pointed Evans out as the Human Torch.
First day. So nervous.
This deleted scene would have amped up the 80s flavor of Apocalypse featuring Cyclops, Jean Grey, Jubilee, and Nightcrawler visiting a mall. While some of the sequence made it into the final product, there were several character moments that were left on the cutting room floor. Nightcrawler in particular had several moments cut out, including his excitement that the humans at the mall don't fear his appearance. Sword recently made its MCU debut in WandaVision. However, it almost made its debut earlier. An alternate ending for the first Thor film features Dr. Selvig mention the organization while instructing a team of scientists in an attempt to build a portal to find Thor.
We cross-reference them with the Sword database.
This campy scene from the first Fantastic Four film almost included a brief mention of another famous Marvel team, the X-Men. While sharing a romantic moment with Sue, Reed morphs his face to resemble the famous clawed hero Wolverine. Whether this meant that the Fantastic Four and the X-Men coexisted in Fox's Marvel Universe remains to be seen, but just imagine the possibilities.
You done good, kid. Come on.
These deleted scenes were likely left on the cutting room floor for a reason, but one has to wonder if some of these may have brought an extra flavor to Marvel movies. From big action set pieces to small character moments, the makers behind the Marvel movies probably have all kinds of deleted goodies. What's your favorite deleted scene?